going on in 4th grade? This is just a rehash of the water cycle. So remember, in our water cycle, it is a circle or a cycle, so there's no beginning to it. But let's just, for our purposes, we'll start up here at the top. So at the top, so you can do this like an interaction video sometimes. I'll ask some questions and you can respond. So at the top, we have, good, we have clouds at the top. And clouds are condensed or fall under the state of matter change called condensation. And condensation is clouds form when water vapor, gas, turns to a liquid. Okay, so we have condensation. Then we have, as our clouds get heavy and full of water, whether it's cold or warmer temperatures, it's going to fall in 4 types of weather: snow, rain, hail, and sleet. And that process is called, good, precipitation. Actually, I'm going to make these in red. Precipitation. And precipitation is simply when water falls from the sky. Ooh. And so precipitation, then that water is going to collect or accumulate accumulation, and we'll underline these words even though, and we'll just make them right on the other side. So accumulation, that's when water collects, and there's 4 places that it's going to collect. It's going to collect in the ground, in lakes, oceans, and rivers. Now you can say streams and ponds as well, but we just, for our purposes, we'll use those. Then, as water moves back up the cycle, it needs to get heat from the sun. Good, it takes up all the water vapor, or takes up all the water. But as that process is happening, another process called transpiration is occurring. And that's when all of our flowers, grasses, etc. lose water. So transpiration, and that leads us lastly into our evaporation. So we have evaporation happens when heat from the sun takes up ground water, and that's a water turning from a liquid to a gas. Good, so it's water turning from a liquid to a gas. Let's just put that up here. Water, somewhere around here. Liquid to a gas in the form of vapor. Now, this is a pretty good chart except we're missing, well, 2 things. We don't know what this is. We're going to title it. And lastly, we're missing our good, the sun. And remember, when you make your sun, to me that's a circle with lines around it. Scientifically speaking, we must give our sun, you got it, sunglasses. I don't make the rules, I just enforce them. There you go. There's our sun. And I knew you would all get mad at me if I didn't use it, but we do have our super fantastical model of science learning that will illustrate our water cycle. So if we move this a little forward, we have our 3 water cycle droplets in the form of PJ, Pogo, and Pongo. And you can see, so we just have to get this started. And remember, if we line up Pogo, Pongo, and PJ at the bottom, they represent our groundwater, our rivers, lakes, oceans, our water in the ground. All right, and then when we apply heat from the sun, that's that liquid water. Oh no, PJ, our liquid water climbing up, getting warm, and then when we stop up here, we accumulate. So this is the evaporation cycle. Accumulation, then when it gets too full, precipitation occurs all the way down, back to the ground, and back again. We move up. PJ, wait your turn, man. Evaporation, up to here, accumulation, precipitation, evaporation, condensation, precipitation, down to accumulation on the ground, and then transpiration and evaporation happen at the same time. So I know you guys could sit and watch this all day, as I could too. So there we go again and again and again. Over and over and over. The water cycle is happening continuously over and over and over until somebody stops it and makes them go backwards. They can't go backwards. So we'll just do it one more time so you guys can see it. So again, precipitation, accumulation. It's on the groundwater, evaporation, transpiration, those plants are losing. Up to condensation, the water, the vapor turns back into a liquid, forms the clouds, and you slide on down the water cycle. So thank you for listening and watching. Like and subscribe.